This tented city in the heart of Peshawar stands testament to the war in Pakistan's tribal areas. Just 200 kilometers from this despair, Taliban and Pakistani troops battle on one of the front lines of the so-called war on terror. Thousands of the most vulnerable, already amongst the country's poorest, fled here, leaving only the younger men behind to protect what few possessions they'd managed to keep. These are rural people, shepherds and farmers, who left their livelihoods back in the valley.
I walked from Peshawar for hours. The planes were bombing us. They destroyed our homes, killing innocent people. I wish they will settle this through dialogue.
The families have had to make this place home, making do as best they can. But under the tarpaulin, the tragedy of their situation becomes apparent. This family all stay inside this tent, and one of the things that strikes you about this tent is it's so incredibly hot during the day, and at night it's absolutely freezing. It's very basic, and everybody's sleeping on rock-hard floors. And that might just be about okay for the adults, but for the children it's even worse. But let me introduce you to the latest addition. This is baby Layla. She's just 15 days old, and she was born inside this tent. And Layla is not the only child to be born here. This camp has a long history. These mud buildings were once home to thousands of Afghan refugees who fled when the Soviet occupation of Afghanistan began. A generation grew up here, and for many this was their only home. Then, in 2007, this camp was knocked down, with the hope that the last refugee had been seen here. As a new generation, known not as refugees, but as internally displaced people, inhabits this place, many will be hoping that these Pakistani children grow up knowing something other than the camps. Life here is tough with diseases such as cholera and diarrhea, and there's a lack of even the basic facilities. Perhaps it's too tough for some. Imran Khan, Al Jazeera, Peshawar.